Hi, fellow traders. I'm going to recap my trade on UA from Thursday, but I'm gonna go over it using the on-demand feature from Thinkorswim. This is how I replay my trades that I take during the week. I replay them on the weekend, and I'm able to pinpoint the mistakes that I made. Kind of pick out little things that I may see in level two that I might have missed, where I might have misread a chart or something like that. And it's a very powerful tool. And it's also a tool that can give you additional experience without, having to sit in the market more. I think, I've been trading for 2 years, but I probably have about 5 years worth of market experience just because I'm able to go back and watch the market through on demand. It gives you that extra time, that extra experience of watching the market. By watching tickers that I don't trade, that gives me the ability to not know what's going to happen. I can't see didn't watch the price action that day, so it's all new to me. So it's a good way of practicing. And it's worth opening a Thinkorswim account. You don't have to trade out of it. I mean, it's worth opening a TD account so that you can get this Thinkorswim platform. You know, I don't think I've traded out of this in over a year, and this is probably the best tool that I have, and that has helped me be as successful, as I am. But I'm gonna get right into it because this is gonna be a pretty long video, so I really need to get going on it. So what we're looking at, this is UA. This is about um 920 922 um Thursday morning, right before the market opens. And this is what I was looking at on UA. I saw this big gap up. It was on earnings, I think, and this level here kind of held as resistance. So the very first thing I saw, this was before, excuse me, this even printed. I was looking at it. This is when I first started looking at it, and I thought automatically, if this level fails to push at open, or if it pushes it and it fails to hold as support, um, we've got a nice window to short. I mean, this is a nice window. You're talking about from 77.49 down to 72.95. I mean, that's a pretty decent window. In here was no good, but from here to here is a couple of dollars. All I'm looking for is $1 to $2 windows that I can make my daily goal out of. And these tickers, trading them in the morning, you're going to get those nice moves. And they'll be solid if you wait for them to set up. So the other thought I had was, after I was watching this, it pushed this and it was consolidating on this level. I felt, well, maybe it'll open and test this and then, give me a chance to short it back. Well, this tested it pre-market. So my plans are changing consistently depending on what the price action is doing. I'm going to let the stock tell me what it wants to do versus me trying to make the stock do what I want it to do. Because there's no chance of me manipulating the stock to tell it to do what I want it to do. There's just no way of doing that. So I'm going to speed this thing up a little bit. So right now we're at 5 minutes before open, and I'm watching all of this price action. So let's see if we can jump to open here real quick. Nah, it's not gonna let me go. So this is what I'm looking at prior to open. This is the price action that I'm looking at. And what I want to do is to kind of give you an idea of, how I make my plans. Now looking at the 30 minute, the 60 minute, all of it really tells me that this is going to be a level of importance at the open. That's what this is telling me. So above this, right now I'm thinking if it pushes it and holds this, this may give me a nice long off of this up to the next level of resistance. I'm gonna see if I can't get it in here yet, but it's up here at 82 in the 8270s or 8280s is the next level that I'm looking at. So I'm thinking if it pushes and holds this at open, then I've got a good long chance, maybe on a 5-minute open range breakout, to go long and pick up some of that's in the that $2 window. So now it's open. It's about 9:30, and this is on a little bit fast forward, so it is going to move a little bit quicker. And so now I'm watching it. It's doing exactly what I wanted it to do up until this candle just started running. And so you see here's a level that's coming into play. And this would have been a level that I wanted to short off of. If I got the long here, I would have closed out my position here. If I could have got like the 5-minute open range breakout and picked up a point, and then I would have flipped it short here or shorted it into this resistance and taking it back, possibly trying to get $2 out of it. You see it popped up here and it started to come back. And when I saw that, the very first thing I said was, this thing is not going to do what I wanted it to do. Looking at the 2-minute chart, you got to, this candle is making a new low. And it's coming back to this support level right here. So right now I said short. So I got in, and and I got lucky is the best way I can put this. I got short here because I thought this thing was going to wash. So I ended up getting short at 80.53, I believe. And my first profit target at that point was going to be this VWAP, which was 79.63 at the time. But it was actually climbing. So I'm watching it, and I'm, waiting to take that first profit, because this would have given me my daily goal for the day. And that's all I'm looking for. Taking my daily goal, if it taps this, and break even on the rest. So right there, when you saw 79.83 flash, I actually tried to get 79.85 on a market order, but it failed at 73, and immediately my stop goes to break even. Once it got to 52, 80.52, I clicked it, and I was out break even, on the rest. Really made 1 cent on the rest of it. So I was out of the trade, and that's why I said I was lucky on that trade, because I was lucky to get that wash to where it touched the VWAP, and I was able to click and take profits. And now you see this thing is doing exactly what I wanted it to do. I couldn't have got a 5-minute opening range breakout off this wick here, but I could have got it off of this. But this ticker is jumping around a little bit, so I'm still waiting. I'm still looking for this to short off this level here. That's my one of the plans that I had for this ticker. So I'm not watching anything else. I'm not chasing any other stocks. I'm focusing 100% on what I had on my watch. And everything looks long. So I had an order out here at 82.85 that never hit. Had it sitting there, and eventually I got filled at 82.41, I believe. I wanted to short into this resistance. I didn't want to wait for it to hit and come back. I wanted to short into it. My account was, over twice the size that I normally have it. I had enough buying power to really, size into this thing. But, I went in 1,000 shares here going up. I was going to try to add 500. That would have just pretty maxed out my buying power. But I did catch 5 here, and took profit. I got in at 82.41, and at 81.31 right in here is when I took my first profit, and really didn't need to do it there. Where I should have taken my profit was here. So I had that extra cover in there that I really didn't need to have. I had enough cushion that I could have let this trade work, but I went ahead and took half off here. I took 500 shares off here and only had 500 shares left. So again, this is the break even is going to be 82.41. That's going to be my stop right now. So this is going to allow me to keep in this trade. Now, if I was trading and I first started, I would have covered my position and I'd have been all out, because all I want to do is book profit. But the thing is, you have to maximize the opportunities on the trades that you do take. Yeah, you want to book profit, but once you book that initial profit, set your stop to break even and allow this trade to work. Give it a chance to make you some money. And that's pretty much what I did. Again, I was stupid. Took another cover here at 81, and then another cover here at 80. At 81, I took a couple hundred shares off. I didn't take a full quarter. Down here, I took a little bit more off, and I had 250 shares left. This should have been my first profit target after I got in, but it wasn't. I didn't do it well. I covered twice when I really shouldn't have. So I kind of gave away some of the profit on this trade, but I did, cover here, stick to that plan. So I'm leaving 250 on, because I'm thinking this thing is going to fail and get down into this level here and in this window. And even if I only had 250 shares in that window, I'm still going to have a pretty good profit. Looks like this thing froze on me again. Sometimes it does that, and it's all because of my internet speed. I'm on wireless right now, so sometimes it'll the wireless will get kind of funky. So right now, I said that if this candle closed below the 9 and this candle started printing red, I'm going to go ahead and add back so that I'm in at least, half position. So I went ahead and added back here. I mean, I know it's right over the 9, but, watching the price action, everything was pointing toward this thing rolling over. So I went ahead and I took, I added back. I was in 500 shares at this point, and my stop on this would have been a close back above VWAP. I had a tight stop on it. I would have just taken my profit, because had this thing closed above VWAP and started to push back, my plan would have been dead. So, I just waited. I think my average now was 81.15, I believe, is what my average was once I added this stuff back in. So I was in 500 shares at this point with an 81.15 average. I mean, I could have even let it go back to the high of this and still, have a little bit of profit. But I was using this VWAP. I'm gonna protect it. My stops that I place on trades is gonna be based on lines in the sand that will tell me that my plan is dead. Now, yeah, I could have set my stop at the high of this candle or the previous candle, but that's stupid when you've got the VWAP here, that if it closes above it, that's going to tell me that my plan is dead. If it closed above it, this ticker has some strength. Somebody may be buying it back up. And we saw that. And if you were watching MA on Friday, we were looking to short this thing pretty much all day. I knew it was the front side of the move, and I knew it was risky, but you don't know who's out there manipulating these tickers and buying up and buying it up and buying it up when it starts to look weak. So, there's certain clues that I look for, and when I'm short, a close over the 9 or VWAP is going to tell me that my trade is dead. Okay, now I'm getting what I'm looking for. This is the next level that I'm kind of concerned about, because you've got it right here holding this resistance 15 minutes prior to open. So, this level is still, of a concern to me. And again, if it holds here and it pushes back above VWAP, I'm getting out. And these are just things that I look for to help me determine, when it's time for me to get out. Or when my trade plan is probably dead and I better take the profit that I do have and, try again next time. But the good thing is I'll be out with profit. And right now I'm just waiting and waiting to see, what this is going to do. Right here is my profit target for half, or the 250 shares that I have. And then my ultimate goal is going to be here. So right now I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this trade, and I'm watching, how this thing is working. And I still have confidence in it. I'm watching level 2, and I'm seeing more sellers than buyers come in. So as long as I'm seeing that, I'm doing good. The time in sales doesn't work very well on demand, so I don't have it up. But I'm also watching the time and sales tape because I could watch 100,000 orders go through on the time and sales tape, and it never shows up in level 2. So I know, there's somebody out there with a lot of hidden size, and so that's going to cause me to think more about what I'm doing and kind of analyze it and look deeper into what may be behind this trade. So right now I got the break of this support. It hasn't confirmed, but it has broken. I like the way the 9 is curling over. That's a telltale sign for me. When it starts to curl over, then I think I got it. Now, yeah, it can fool you, but when I start stacking up all this evidence, it usually means that it's gonna, prove my hypothesis right. So right now I'm just waiting. My fingers on the trigger to click once it hits this the 20, and of course I couldn't wait until it actually got there. So I clicked it here at 79.25 is where I took it, and as soon as I clicked and got out at 79.25, it started to dip into the teens, which is no big deal. All that's telling me is that this trade is working, is doing exactly what I want it to do. And I use these moving averages. A lot of times I use them as profit targets because I know there's a big opportunity, a big chance that these can bounce off the moving averages. If I'm in a short trade, it could bounce back and go up. Or if I'm in a long trade, it can bounce off of it and come back down. So I'm always going to take profit there because you never know what it's going to do. But right here is where I should have been taking profit here in the teens. But I gave up 10 cents on it, just not being patient enough. So right now I'm waiting for this to come down and hit this. This is my ultimate goal. The last 250 shares I have, that's where I'm looking to cover. One thing I didn't show earlier, when I entered here this first trade that I really got lucky on, I was entering in using the 2-minute chart. Here we got this candle made a new low and got bought back up, but this candle opened and started going red. This was a candle that I bought in on. I'm sorry. This was a candle. These candles is what I bought in on. I watched this candle make a new low. This candle is one I went to jump in on. I hesitated. I could have gotten in here at, up here in the 80s, but I just hesitated and I didn't get filled until like 53 and got lucky that this thing dipped down 80 cents when it did. But I'm sorry I didn't really show you this. That's one of the things I wanted to show you, is that why I got into this. You can see on this, there's no entry on the 5-minute, but on the 2-minute is where I found my entry and just got lucky on that, is pretty much all it was. Even though it was a solid entry, it was a setup on the 2-minute. You can see on the 5-minute, I just pretty much got lucky. So right here, I'm thinking this thing might hold a 20. It's trying to bounce off of it. So of course, I'm thinking about selling my last shares that I have, but I'm gonna be patient. Um, I think at this point my stop was gonna be a close above the 9, and that's what I put out in chat, that on this last piece, my close, I was gonna let this go because this was gonna be a close above the 9 if I don't get my profit target down here. So at this point, I don't think I'm gonna get it. Not really sure that whether this thing is gonna lose the 20 or not. But here's where being up on the trade, having locked in some profit, will allow you to sit back and let the trade work and make money for you. Now, obviously, this is a little bit harder to do if you don't have a large account. For the higher dollar tickers, it's going to be a lot harder. But next week, you'll see me taking, lower dollar tickers. I won't be able to trade these until I can build my account back up. And there's no guarantee that I can build it back up like I did January. There's no guarantee that I can build it up like that. But, hey, I'm going to keep working at it. But you'll see, how my trading changes based on, my account size. I still have a small account mentality, and I think it works. If you can keep it and stop chasing rainbows and trying to compare yourself to other people in chat and just trade you, you're gonna make it. Because I don't start messing up until I start chasing everybody else's trades, trying to hit that home run, and that's not me. So right now, this is starting to work. I'm looking for it to come down. I'm pretty anxious right now. I've been in this trade, since 9:35. I've been working this ticker. Mentally, I'm tired. Even though it's a good trade, I'm mentally tired. I'm ready to, take this trade off, get up, walk around, get a drink, a water or something, and, come back and sit down fresh. I mean, if you've been in, those of you that have been have traded live, even though you're in and you got a trade that's working for you, you're still working. Your mind is still working. You're still watching. You're still looking for little things that can give you clues as to, do I need to amend my plan? What's going to happen? What's getting ready to happen now? And once you're getting close to the end, your mind is ready for a break. Or at least mine is. So we're working on this. On this video, I wanted it to be a 30-minute, no longer than a 30-minute video. That's about how long I was, had envisioned this. That's why I had this sped up just a little bit. But it may be a little bit, just a hair longer. And you can see right here, this is working my nerves right now. I'm fighting myself, trying to make myself keep this trade on. When you start looking at a doji like this, there's less than a minute left in this this candle. And it starts trading like that, and it makes you want to dump it, but you have to stick to your plan. So now it closed below the 20. I'm feeling pretty good about that. I'm looking for this next leg down to the 78, so I can exit my position. And you'll see I didn't wait. Again, I didn't wait. I exited about 10 cents too early. But you know that sometimes that's just the way it is. As long as it's not 50 cents too early, I can live with that. But right now I still feel that I'm alive. That it's below the 20 now. It's trying to push back above it, but this thing is gonna resist, I believe. I'm still watching level 2. Watching how it trades. It was trading with a little bit wider spread earlier. The spread started to come closer, start to tighten up. And to me, I'm thinking that this thing is gonna give me a flash down, and then it's gonna probably turn around and start going the other way. So you can imagine the mental battle that's going on inside me. Go ahead and take profit. No, wait, let this thing work. Let it complete your plan. Follow your plan. It seems so easy and effortless when you look at it from afar. It's like, yeah, he was so disciplined. He stuck to his plan, but it is not easy at all. You've got these voices inside your head, battling, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And, that's where the mental exhaustion comes in. All right, I'm about running out of time on this video, so I'm gonna bump the time up a little bit, and you can see it froze a little bit. But if I can get this back, you'll see where it came down. Eventually it came down, washed out, hit my level, but I got out at 78.13. I didn't allow or give it time to, finish the move that it was going to make. But this video was kind of running out of time, so I wanted to go ahead and get it in before I ran out of this time. But you can see that was my trade on UA. Made some mistakes, covered some things a little bit too early. That's things that we have to work through as we grow. I mean, I feel that I'm an intermediate trader right now. I'm still working to get to the next level. And when I start having a little bit more patience and giving and not covering so quickly, then I believe that I'm gonna turn a corner and I can really start making some real good profits more consistently. Now in this trade, I made a little over $3,000 on it, and to date, that's the biggest trade that I've had, and it's been kind of gradually moving up to that point. And I want to have more of these. Unfortunately, the way I trade, I don't have a large account until maybe the last week of the month. If I've traded good the first 3 weeks, the last week of the month, I'm going to have a pretty decent account, close to 100K buying power. And, you can't beat that. But when I have that, that's when I make these stupid decisions and start chasing, waterfalls and things. But I hope this video helped explain or help show you how I traded that UA. I'm going to do some more when next week, starting, with my account being a little bit lower. Working on that DVD that I'm putting together to really share strategies on how to grow your small account. I mean, there's a lot of people like me out there that started just like I did, that's really all over the place. They're here, there, everywhere, trying to find that holy grail. And I'm not saying what I'm going to do is going to be the holy grail, but it's going to give you some strategies that you can work on and that you can use to help you be more consistent and profitable and grow your account. That's what my goal is. So until then, everybody have a great weekend. I believe we have free chat Monday, so it's going to be a lot of fun. We always have a good time on free chat Mondays. So I hope to see everybody in chat Monday morning.